My name's Jeffrey Schomper. I work in the Microsoft M365 group at Redmond headquarters, and I'm here to talk about Microsoft Managed Desktop. I've got a short 20-minute overview about the service that I'd like to take everybody through. Before I dive into the content, I will let you know if you're interested in hearing more. I got the bigger, broader support team here. There are a couple folks back here on the engineering team. We've got our, if you folks would raise your hands on the engineering team, our general manager, and a lot of the PMs. We've also got Simon Bullers from Lloyd's Banking Group, who's back here, one of our largest customers on MMD, and we're all available to answer more questions if you've got them after this session. Before I jump into the slide where I'm curious, who has come today? Can I see a group of, from the partner community? How many folks are representing partners today? Okay. How many folks in like a traditional IT manager role out in the audience? Okay. And some other folks in as well. Awesome. I'm going to jump into the slide where this is a new service from Microsoft Managed Desktop. I get a lot of questions when I start a presentation, interesting questions about how does this fit into the overall M365 solution? How does this fit into modern workplace? I'm just going to take you through this framework slide to kind of set the tone and position this as to where this fits amongst some of the other technologies we have in M365. So if we look at this and think about this like from an IT manager point of view about the modern workplace is that North Star or that goal where you've got M365 deployed, you're on Windows 10, all of the Office apps are moved over, you're running Office Pro Plus, you're getting the advantages of this modern system, the sorts of advantages that you'd heard about in the keynotes, or the AI updates that are constantly coming down to the users that you can learn about in more detail from the hub. That's where we're looking to get as part of a digital transformation for the endpoint. And with that come a couple choices. One is a question of delivery. How do you want this service delivered? How do you want to deliver the modern workplace to your end customers? There is a on-premise choice or cloud choice. On-prem, obviously with our PC OEMs and with the Surface devices, delivered in a traditional on-prem way, or the cloud. We've just announced general availability of Windows Virtual Desktop this last September. So now we've got a virtualized, true Windows 10 client experience that you could also deliver a modern workplace on, and even a multi-session solution there. And then the other choice is management. How do you want to manage this? It's not enough just to move to this. These updates are coming on a very regular, very frequent cadence. How do you stay current on a modern workplace environment? And there's some choices there as well. And it's fairly straightforward. Use your own IT inside your company shop and build an IT department to do that. Go with a partner solution and outsource it to partners. Or now there's a choice from Microsoft Direct from Microsoft, which is our Microsoft Managed Desktop solution. This is a cloud-based IT management solution that includes security monitoring. All of these are good choices, but I'll go into more detail on Microsoft Managed Desktop. And I've drawn the box out. We do have a number of partners that we're working with, or if you're a partner in the audience, would love to talk to you more about this. We find partners are going out to market, putting some additional value-added services, doing things like PC lifecycle management that help round out the MMD solution. So there's a partner component here as well. Three main components round out Microsoft Managed Desktop. We start with the device. So there's a qualified device that's a key component of the solution. It includes a hardware spec, but also we qualify these devices on the network to make sure users are having the best experience. Then there's our M365 package, so a licensing component of being licensed for M365, Windows 10, and Office Pro Plus. And then from there, we get to jump into the management service. And a number of features and capabilities that I'll cover that deliver benefits to the end users, deliver benefits for security, and help free up IT. Take the drudgery work out of the day-to-day work that IT is stuck with in keeping these systems current and let you work on other things. The first one I want to dig into is the end users piece. When we go out and visit our customers, right, we've got a number of customers that have been using this experience. One of the things that we hear over and over from those end users that I wanted to include on the slide is it just works. Works as it should. Your hardware isn't getting in the way of doing a job. There's no complaining about their PC or device. It just works. So awesome compliment there. I've got some numbers here to quantify kind of what we mean by an awesome end user experience. And what you're looking at here on the left, across a few different categories, is the Microsoft Managed Desktop figure about what MMD users are experiencing that we see in the real world in the environment, compared to non-MMD users on the right. And we've really done a like-to-like comparison. These aren't Windows 7 machines or 5-year-old machines. It's still Windows 10 devices. We're looking at Surface devices in both of these categories, the same OS. Really, the big difference that we've isolated is the MMD user. So you can see some of these benefits across boot time, battery life, crashes per year. You know, we look at, and I heard Brad Anderson spoke to this. He did a demo, 23 seconds on boot time. Brad Anderson actually got it to go live in 15 seconds in his keynote on Monday morning. But things that are bringing these numbers down would be poor hardware or old hardware, group policies, too many group policies, or too many agents running on the device. It's really what MMD does, being cloud-based, pulls all of that off. So you see some of these benefits here. You know, 23-second boot time, that's like using your phone now. It's just as fast as booting a phone. Now you can boot your PC. The on-screen battery life. You know, again, this is real-world numbers that we can see with our diagnostic data as to what's happening. It's not that a benchmark has been run here or a theoretical battery life. These are the actual numbers. So now with MMD, getting nearly 8 hours, it's practically a full day where you don't have to go back to the dock, you don't have to plug into your device. You know, awesome for end users. And then a similar improvement on crashes per year. I would ask you in the audience to think about this chart and maybe in your own minds put a third column to the right about what the environment is that you see in your space. I think even for what we see in our network, that 87 seconds or boot time, some of these are actually not too bad. How is it in your environment? And I'll tell a little bit of a story about a company I worked for just before I joined Microsoft. See if this sounds familiar. We had a 10-minute boot time to get your PC ready to go in the morning, right? I hear some laughs, but I also, when I share that, yeah, a lot of people that we speak to is like, oh yeah, we've got 10 minutes in our environment too. And you can just imagine what that means to an end user, right? You've got an 8 a.m. call, you better get there 15, 20 minutes before the day really starts. And I'd have a routine, right? First thing you do before you have any pleasantries with anybody, get that PC booting so that it's going to be ready for you. Then you've got time to go have coffee and go socialize, and you come back and hopefully it's working. And no joke, I would have situations in that company where I'd be headed to a general manager review meeting. I'd want to pull some of the latest updates into my presentation using a custom line of business app that we had. It would crash. My PC would go down. It would be time to start the meeting with the GM and do a review, and we'd all be sitting around for 10 minutes while it took that PC to reboot. So tough stuff that we're able to address with Microsoft Managed Desktop. And I have some more numbers to share with you on this as well. It's like, so these numbers look great, but we really wanted to hear more from what does it mean to an end user. So we asked a company called Qualtrics, who specializes in employee sentiment across work experience and products and in their environment. And we told them, you know, this is what we've got. These are the benefits we're seeing. Would you go out and survey these customers and see what they've found? And again, we've got a like-to-like type of situation here. We're in the same company, survey to those who are using MMD and surveys to those who aren't. And we find interesting things like this. We saw a huge pop across the board, but 31% more likely to agree that they've got the right tools. More statistics about a huge jump, and they feel more valued by the company. When you think about the new workforce, the millennials coming in, where technology environment is actually a decision that they consider when deciding which company to work for, this is huge pop that we see for end users. I mentioned a security benefit. So Microsoft Managed Desktop, this is based for the most part on Microsoft Defender Advanced Threat Protection. Basically what you get as a MMD subscriber is implementation of those technologies and Microsoft watching over that. We have a SOC in Redmond where we've got actual full-time employees watching over the alerts and the environment that comes through for our customers. And here are some of the benefits that we've got along the lines of security. We'll start with the patching piece. From the publish date, when Microsoft pushes out a patch, we've got a 15-day figure, or sorry, 95% of endpoints are patched within 15 days from the publishing date. You know, again, when we talk to customers or ask yourselves what your environments look like, often you're still qualifying a patch by the end of those 15 days, if not longer, and then you'll start to deploy it. We've got it all done in 15 days, and yes, there are some gates, there's some concentric rings that customers can work with us as to how fast they want to go. We may even be able to do this faster if that's what you want in your environment. Compliance with our security baseline, a very high rate there as we keep all of the patches pushed out to our customers. And then a 10-minute response rate on the threats when we use Microsoft Defender ATP, 10-minute response rate for responding to alerts. And again, it's Microsoft personnel who are monitoring this for you, doing the remediation when there are attacks coming through. It's not just a handoff for you to fix. Microsoft is right there to help you with Microsoft Managed Desktop. And the last one I wanted to talk about was empowering IT, right? So awesome that we've got some benefits for those end users. Of course, we need that security component, but there's benefits for the folks here in the audience as well, direct benefits. You know, this is the, I'd kind of like you to think about, as you're watching this presentation, about modern workplace kind of being that ideal state, and Microsoft Managed Desktop being one of the best ways that you could do to get to that modern workplace. And for IT managers, we've got a number of things here. I mentioned hardware earlier, or the hardware qualification. Let me speak about that in a little bit more detail. To be sure, there's a hardware spec of an enterprise-grade PC with a TPM chip and some other components, but we also qualify them on our network in this MMD environment, and we can watch and see which devices are giving the best performance along boot time or battery life and a number of other factors. And that's what we do. So Microsoft takes that out of the equation for IT managers. We've got about 30 devices so far and growing on this one. And I don't want you to walk away thinking that this is some $2,000 PC of the highest spec and the highest order that, of course, is going to deliver better performance. When we look at what devices are working well, and again, when you strip off all of those agents on the device, you don't necessarily even need that i7 processor. A lot of the devices on our list are i5s. We've got Surface Go on our list of qualified devices, so we're hitting a number of different price points, and there's quite a bit of variability or choice, rather, that's what you've got in our qualified devices. I mentioned everything is cloud configured, right? The agents are off the device. Very streamlined. It's Intune sitting behind this is how we're delivering this service. Settings and data are stateless. You know, so when a user reboots their PC, or even if they lose their PC, when they come back with a new device and authenticate, the new image and the new data is pushed down to that end customer. All of their settings are intact. So that's the benefit of stateless data. There's also an end user support component that goes with this one, so a help desk that the users can dial directly into to get support. And then an app compatibility guarantee. This is a big component of this one. You know, as we're pushing these frequent updates down, you know, we're so confident that this isn't going to disrupt your environment, this isn't going to break your apps. We've got an app compatibility guarantee. If an app breaks, based on one of these updates we push through MMD, Microsoft will fix it. Microsoft will work with the ISV to ensure that there's app compatibility all the way through this service. And then, of course, always up to date. Regarding this number at the bottom of the slide, we did an interesting analysis on our own inside. We got a full list of all of the tasks that we felt IT worked on to maintain a modern workplace. And we got input from analysts as to what they saw. We looked at our own environment, and we looked at our end customers as to what they're doing. And then we overlaid MMD and all the capabilities and the support and the solutions that are provided through MMD. We found a 55% overlap. You know, sort of the most boring, drudgery, commodity tasks can be, as much as 55% of those can be addressed by Microsoft Managed Desktop. So, you know, what I'd like you to think about, you know, particularly when you're going to these keynotes or you visit us in the hub and you see these inspirational ideas, these phenomenal things that can be done with this platform, you know, instead of qualifying new devices, you could be scrubbing your customer list and looking at customer behavior for doing a data insight project for what's the heat map for targeting new customers for a new product upsell that's coming out. Think about some of the new things or the projects that you'd love to work on, but that you just couldn't get to because there's not enough time in the day because you're doing some of this drudge work. That's where Microsoft Managed Desktop can come in and help. And then here's my last slide to wrap things up. For service prerequisites, we do need a pretty tight environment in order to run this service and manage it, but you may be farther along than you think, right? Looking for Windows 10 deployment and your app's moved over and ported onto Windows 10. Azure Active Directory is an essential component. And there are a few more details on the docs page that I've listed here, where you can go and search for Microsoft Managed Desktop and the service prerequisites. And as far as getting started, ask you to engage with your account team, right? The service is in market, so ask your account team, and they should be able to help you with this. Or our growing partner network, you could start by asking your partner details about MMD. And of course, you can talk with us and with some of the folks from the engineering team or with me after the session, or visit us at the hub. We've got a Microsoft Managed Desktop station at the hub in booth 29. And I'm right on time. I have a question. Go ahead. So the question is, what type of licensing are you requiring for Microsoft Managed Desktop? So there's the licensing for the component services. That would be M365 E3, or M365 E5. If you've got E3, you need the security step-up solution as well. That's right. And then, of course, there's a license for Microsoft Managed Desktop for this IT as a service component as well. I'm at time. I'm going to wrap things up, but if there are more questions, we'd be happy to take them. I think the group is going to kind of aggregate over here and would be happy to talk to you more. Thanks, everyone.